Good morning, this is Lisa from Look Cooking Rubber Stamp. Ready for today's tutorial? Yes, we are going to use the same stamp set, these Flit and Fly stamps and the combo and the words background to create something different. So this Flit and Fly stamp set matching die set is this month's special. So stamp and die together only for $34.99 plus free shipping. Have you watched the last two tutorials that I was using this stamp set to create your own wrapping paper? So that's what it looks like. And also yesterday's tutorial I was showing how to create the hot glue seals like this, and also the unique shaker card. Okay, so what I come out with today's project that to show you, we are going to make a shaker card again, but something different. And I'm going to do a little bit adjustment. So this is my first prototype. I'm not happy with these colorful sequins. So I'm going to do a little bit change. So since I already make it, just show you, maybe you like it. But I just found out those sequin color is a little bit too colorful because it is a sympathy card. So I don't think so I should put that colorful sequin there. So I'm going to do a little bit change. And like I say, every tutorial I'm showing you, I'm trying to show you some great tips. If you like it, let me know. Give me a thumb up and leave me a comment. So let's start today's tutorial. Okay, so we're going to use the same stamp set. This is the Flit and Fly stamp set. It comes with a bird feeder and a lot of hummingbird. I love hummingbirds. They are just so pretty. Have you seen a real hummingbird? And I saw sometimes they just wandering around in my garden. Sometimes they have the small size like a bumblebees. Some of them they are a little bit bigger, so they are just so pretty, and their wing can just move so fast. So, but for today's cards, I don't even use the stamps, the hummingbird stamps. I am going to use a die cut, and I think sometimes you can just think outside of the box. You don't really need a stamp to make a card. So I'm only just use the background. Okay, so material list, I use again, the watercolor cardstock because I just like the thickness. I feel they are really good quality, create a good quality card. But you can use any cardstock you feel comfortable with. So I'm using Kansas watercolor cardstock. Sometimes when you go to Michael, buy one get one free. No, sorry, they don't offer buy one get one for free. They offer buy one get the second one 50% off, or they buy one get one free. I don't remember. I think buy one get the second one 50% off. That's the best deal. And I usually buy the large pad, and then when you cut it in half, is more value. Okay, and we're going to use this words background stamp, but you can use any background stamp that you already have. Try to use something you already have. Like I said, my tutorial, I'm using Local King's stamp and die cut. But if you don't have it, I'm totally fine with it. You just pick up the idea and try to use what you have. I'm showing you the technique, the idea, the tips. So so that's one of them. And we're going to need one folder. I have this folder is Doris, and you know, you don't have, like I say, you don't have to have exactly the same folder. There's a lot of folder on the market, and I just don't get it because any good image they just discontinue. Like I got these puppy folders a while ago, but I'm sure they discontinue. The reason they discontinue because they keep coming out with a new one, want you to buy it and buy it and buy it. So you just try to looking for something with a little bit flower, any kind of embossing will do. And I'm going to show you what I do with embossing folder. So 2 pieces of acetate to seal the windows. Okay, so I have a DVD library. There's a lot of tutorial, and it's 150 plus already. Make sure you check it out. There's a lot of the shaker card is not just like a rectangle or oval. There's a lot of different way to create a shaker card. You can check a Local King online DVD library, and then you can get all the idea. And if you like this kind of tutorial, make sure just subscribe the YouTube channel by click that little motorcycle on your right side button, and turn on the bell, so that way every time when I have a tutorial you will receive a notice say, hey, Lisa has a tutorial. Okay, so nothing fancy, few small impact, any color you like. So I use the Robert Nakers color views. They are small, nice, and very pretty color. That's it. Okay, so that's started. Okay, so recently I started to make like a large size card. If you have been following my tutorial, you know why. Because I accidentally ordered a box of envelope, and they are the large size. So I just thinking it's a good idea, like the envelope like this is a vellum, and then just make this so pretty. Okay, so the foundation card is 10 by 7 by 10. So after you fold it, it's 5 by 7, and then the front page is 4.75 by 6.75. Okay, so that's start by. First, I am going to use my 3 hummingbirds die cut. Let me bring this one. Okay, so you kind of play around that your hummingbird any place you want. So I'm going to just do like this, kind of 1, 2, 3, right? And then I'm going to just tape it. And let me show you what's the tips for today. Okay, and then I am going to run to the machine, die cut it. Okay, so after you die cut it, right, don't try to hold your cutting mat, and you are going to flip over. Okay, so your die is still attached on the your paper is still attached on the die cut. It has a cut, right? But I want to do the embossing, so I'm going to grab my embossing mat. Okay, so I want to make that tree hummingbird a little bit tree deep, if you can see, because I didn't stamp it, right? If it's just like a piece of die cut, it's kind of boring. So that's why I want to have a little bit embossing. So all the Local King die cut has embossing feature. All you have to do is just need a piece of rubber, and then I am going to shimmy with a piece of color cardstock to make this embossing a little bit more detail. I mean, not detail, relief. Okay, so that's after die color. Let's see, do we get the embossing or not? Yeah, we have some embossing, but I think let me see. I think I am going to run to the machine one more time, and I'm going to shimmy one more sheet to make it a little bit deeper. Let's see this time did I get it or not. So you can see I use 2 sheets to shimmy it. Okay, so that's better. You can see that embossing, right? Okay, and then we are going to just remove the tape. Be careful, those tape is kind of sticky. Okay, see, this is my die cut. See the embossing? Okay. So you got to make sure that your die cut have an embossing feature. See, Local King's die cut have those hollow area. If you don't have those hollow area, like this die cut. Okay, those hollow area is like a stencil. That's the reason they can create embossing. So if your die cut is just like a very simple shape, there's no hollow area, so you won't be able to get any embossing. Okay, and then so I cut this way, right? And then I am going to do something. So I actually want to kind of play a little bit. So I'm going to flip over my die cut. So try to have like a contract. So this is the way I die cut. If I put this one, is all the birds go that way, and that way is kind of boring. So I kind of just flip over, and then later on, see, I have a 3 hummingbird, but because the way I die cut it, feel like I have a tree and the tree shadow in the back. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So remember, I'm gonna flip over if you like. And then we are going to do the embossing. So I am going to grab the embossing folder. Okay, in my previous tutorial, I was explaining all the embossing, they should have their company's mark. So the company mark, they have those kind of print. And this side will be your embossing side. So if you have like a mirror paper, one side is mirror, one side is flat, that make different. Because if you do like this way, it's going to be the debossing. So they all work fine, depend on what you like. And then I am going to just put this embossing folder right in the middle of that one. The reason is my embossing folder is actually too small, right? If I do this way, it cannot cover the whole page. So what you can do is you can do 2 sections. One, and then move your embossing folder so you can do 2. But sometimes you don't need to need a full image. You can just cut off some image that looks interesting. Give it a little bit space. If you just stamp or embossing the whole page, sometimes it's just too busy. More doesn't mean better, except the food. Okay, so I'm going to run through the machine. I will be right back. Okay, so this is what it look like after I did the embossing, right? So see, that's the racing part, that's the embossing. This is the debossing. Debossing is go in. So they all work just fine. It depends on what do you like. Okay, and then because I kind of insert my embossing folder like this, right? So I like to put an ending there. So what I'm gonna do is I am actually going to use my scroll bodies to kind of draw a line to kind of separate give a little bit like a frame section. Okay, so just using this scroll pile embossing body, kind of give it a section to kind of like what I mean, like a frame it, if we want to say that. Okay, so now I am going to grab my words background. I have 3 colors here, and then I am going to stamp this section and this section. So how we're going to do that? We are going to, you can do any color you like. So I'm going to just do a little bit blue. Okay, I only need a little bit on the bottom, so I don't really have to ink all my background stamp. So 3 color, kind of just rub a little bit color. Okay. And then I have a little scroll line, right? So, and then try to put in the middle, even though this background stamp a little bit smaller, but that's okay. So I have a multi-color script. Again, I'm gonna do the other one. So rub. You can use the markers too. I just found when you use impact, it's faster. Okay, and then this one, so you just kind of don't put a weight on your cardstock, and then you just kind of rubbing the place that you need. Okay, isn't that pretty? And then we are going to almost there. Okay, and then I am going to ink the whole page this time. So kind of rubbing the color. Give a little bit green. And then give a little bit lavender. I love lavender. Okay, like I say. Okay, now it's good idea that you have at least a good cutting mat, right? And then because my stamp is a little bit smaller than the 5x7 size, and then when you do that, you cannot really see. You don't know where's the stamp. You don't want to get a crooked image. So that's why this grid come handy. So first of all, you put your stamp on the table and make sure it's parallel with this grid. And then kind of just eyeball it. And then when you make sure your card is kind of parallel too. Okay, and then put on top. This is a handmade card, you know. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you want it perfect, you go buy the printing one. Okay? So that's how I get the background. Okie dokie. And then I give it a little bit touch out. So I only use these 3 colors. So I am going to just grab my magic mushroom here. And you don't need a lot. So let's see. Okay, my magic mushroom is pretty clean. It doesn't really have a color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick up a very, very light color. And then you can just give it a little bit touch off for the hummingbird. If you want to stamp that, you can do it. Because this is a sympathy card, I just want to have like a very soft color. I don't want to have like a very heavy outline image. So just a very, very soft color. So I did a little bit green, and then let's see. So the purple, good. I don't need to really ink my magic mushroom. So just give, you can just leave a white. The pure color. Okay, so let's do this. And then let's see, blue, this blue a little bit too heavy, so be gentle. Okay, so a little bit blue on the wing. Okay, so that's my hummingbird. And then my main piece here, you can see I also give a very, very soft color. So I grab my front page, okay, kind of remove the extra color from my magic mushroom, and then just very gently drawing a little circle. Okay, you can try different color too. So I just do a little bit blue and then purple. Oops. Bouncing mushroom. Okay, and then a little bit green. Very, very soft color. If you go deep in your impact, make sure when you come back, move a little bit color before you go on your main card. So that's what's my front page look like. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now I'm going to seal it. And then I just found out in my last tutorial, I just love this white glue because you can just go around it. Okay, and this one, I actually have enough space. So I just use my little sausage finger, kind of smooth the glue. Okay, and then I'm going to put the piece of acetate on top. Don't you love the shaker card? I love the shaker card. It's just so pretty. So now I see the window, right? And then be careful, because I kind of flip my image, it just make it look interesting. Now I am going to use my foam tape. I'm going to frame it. So this is kind of boring. I am going to just fast forward. How's that? Okay, so framing it first, I kind of framing the whole pages, and then because I want to, if you just like a framing a rectangle and you put micro bead, all like beads, they all kind of stay on the bottom. So I kind of want to have like a section, so that's why I use this foam tape to kind of divide the section. It doesn't have to be the perfect, because after we do that you won't see it. And it's very important, don't remove the backing yet, because you remove we want to put our bead sequence before we remove this tape, because after you remove this tape, you put the beads or anything stuck on this tape, you won't be able to seal it. Okay, so the first prototype card, I was using this sequin, and I like the color, but I'm maybe going to change the sympathy to the happy birthday. But because I found out it's a little bit too colorful. And oh, one more thing, I made a mistake again. So if you want to stamp it, you stamp first and then before you put the tape, because after we put it, foam tape is not going to be the even surface. So if you want to stamp something, it's going to, you take your chance. You probably don't get the, the perfect image. So you stamp first and then do the foam. So I am going to, so they have all the other, this little sequence is really cute too. The white color, I think it will work well. But I just found these from the dollar store. It kind of look like a jewel, like a rhinestone. Let's see the thickness is. Let's see, can they move? Oh yeah, it is deep enough. Okay, so I am going to just kind of put a few in different sections. Okay, and then now is the time you can remove the backing of the foam tape. So just be careful, and then we're going to just peel off. Okay, I'm going to fast forward. It's too boring. Okay, so I removed the backing, and remember we have the other sheet of acetate ready to go, right? Okay, so I'm going to just put on top. And the one thing is very important, you got to use your finger, kind of push, make sure it's sealed. Okay, that's nice. That's much better. Okay, and then I am going to just put a double side tape. Okay, when you put the double side tape, you got to be careful. You don't want to put any tape on top of this window, okay? Because it is going to show. So just pay a little bit attention to the place you want to put the double side tape. And I'm going to do this. I think even just like this, see, without the color is more peaceful, right? So this one I can just cut the piece of paper, cover that simple thing like happy birthday or thank you card. And this one we can do the sympathy, and then I'm going to, okay, just be careful because the bottom probably is not even, right? Just be careful. So I forgot to do it. For you, you are going to do it first before you put the foam tape. Okay, that's so pretty. And then I am going to just find my double-sided tape. There you go. Okay. So, and then, see? Because I flip. Remember after I die cut it, I kind of flip, right? So that make these two kind of, one is the shadow and one is in the front. It just creates some kind of contrast. Okay, put one more thing. Okay, just like this. Oop, let me bring my camera down. Okay, so that's today's tutorial. Which one you like better? The one with a little bit color, with a color sequin, or the one with the rhinestone? I think the rhinestone one is just like a very soft one. It will make a nice sympathy card. And this one, that's just a change that saying to the happy birthday. So, and then I think that's a really pretty card, isn't it? Okay, so this is the third card that I am using the same stamp set and same die cut and the same background to create a third different kind of project. I know you guys are kidding. You say you don't want to watch the tutorial because it's so dangerous. You want to. I take that as a compliment. So thank you for watching. This is Lisa from Local King Rubber Stand, and let me see if I can come out the other great project for tomorrow. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.